So here's 96khz.de. We are here at Smyth Research, which is a new company which has a new product which is quite innovative. I'm talking here to Mr. Smyth, who is the developer of this unit. And yeah, what do you have for us?
Well, the Realizer A8, this product was developed and we launched the company to market the A8. And basically, the whole idea of the A8 was that you want to listen to 5.1 or you want to listen to 7.1. Right from the get-go, 10 years ago, when that business started to move off, there was always that question is how are people going to put those speakers in their living room? Stereo, we sort of got used to it. And so at least 10 years ago, I'd got into thinking about how that might be done. And of course, if you could indeed reproduce 5.1 over headphones, then that would be quite good because you wouldn't therefore have to place those speakers in the room, that in fact they would be recreated virtually over the headphone. And if you consider that you have two ears and you hear everything through those two ears, including 3D space, including 5.1 speakers, 7.1 speakers, if that's true, then there must be some type of signal that goes into your two ears which effectively makes you hear objects out in 3D space. So the idea is that headphones are a good platform for creating those very signals. So the A8 is essentially a box which filters the sound exactly the same way as would happen if a speaker was sending a sound out and moving through the room and then hitting your ear. So that all of the things that happen to that sound are simulated in the A8.
Okay, so basically you say with your device you can use any stereo headphone, and with something like head-related transfer functions, you are able to have the full surround field of a 5.1 mix or whatever?
That's correct. And of course, that technology has been around a long time. We have Dolby Headphone, for example, which was developed by Lake. And what it was about a generic HRTF, in other words, using a head which was an average head, and that produces a out-of-head sound. But the problem is that everyone knew, everyone who listens to Dolby Headphone knows fine that although there is some effect, you couldn't say that it's the same as your sound room. That's too much to say. So what we were interested in saying was, okay, well look, how could we make it sound exactly the same as a real room? And so we decided there would be two features that we would need to develop. One was a personalization feature. In other words, we need to know something about your head and the shape of your ears. Otherwise, it's always going to be an average. And the second thing is, when you turn your head in real life, the speakers stay fixed. But when you turn your head with headphones, whatever is being presented by a headphone will turn with the headphone. Mm-hmm. And that's entirely unnatural. And in fact, what happens is if sound turns with your head, your brain automatically rejects it and puts it behind you. And that, of course, is what people would say when they hear virtual systems. They say, well, I can hear it here. And it's caused by two confusions. One, the rotating head, and second, that the system is using an averaged head. So the A8 has two features which are unique. It allows you to personalize the room and the speakers to you. And second, it is able to use a head tracker in combination with those personalized measurements. And if you went to a studio and we set this up, we would make a measurement. You sit in the sweet spot, all of the speakers are measured individually, and then we let you put on the headphones. And you can hear the virtual speakers over the headphones. And then you take the headphones off, and the real speakers come on. People cannot hear the difference. That is how good it is, because we've personalized it for you, and we have maintained this head tracking, which keeps the speakers solid. It keeps them stable. So when you do those two things, the Dolby headphone concept combined with these extra steps produces this system.
Okay, so I want to buy this unit. How does it work? You come along to me and you tailor for me the system, or can I do it myself?
It comes with everything that you need. For example, we sell them in the United States, and we even have studios who will let you come in and measure the studio, and you take it away with you. And the file that comes is a little file that you put on an SD card, and you plug the SD card into your unit, and you're back in the studio. So everything that you buy is there, the head tracker, the microphones, everything that is needed to make that personalization is supplied with the system.
So I can do it all myself at home, or I go to a partner and I take the sound of another studio.
Correct. Or if you have a friend that has a good home theater system in his house, you can measure it and take it. And so the system itself allows you to store internally up to 64 different rooms, and then you can use the SD card for if you need to store more than that.
And this works with any headphone I have? Yes.
Now, as you can imagine, the quality of the transducer some way does affect the quality of the reproduction. And we've found that you get very, very close to the original room when you're using good quality speakers or headphones. Now, we've used Sennheiser, top-line Sennheisers, we've used Bayer Dynamic, and we've used like Stax electrostatic headphones. And generally speaking, a good quality headphone to you for normal speakers, stereo, will work very well with our system.
In fact, so you think from the development, the user has the best linear headphone available, and anything else goes in the box?
Correct. Okay. Now we also will sell with the system the Stax headphones. The Stax ones that we sell are just entry level, they're the cheapest, but in terms of bang for the buck, so to speak, they are very, very good. And they certainly compete with any of the best dynamic headphones. Possibly the Sennheiser HD 800s, which are their latest ones, they may have a slight edge on the Stax, but it really requires you to spend that sort of money to get anything better.
So, what can you show us with the units? It's over here.
Yeah, okay, well, this is the unit itself, and this is our head tracker. And the head tracker, of course, would plug into the headphones. And of course, the idea is that it communicates with the reference system. And the position of this reference is your center speaker, so to speak. So if you wanted your center speaker to be playing over here, you would move that over there. So of course, you normally line that up with the center of your screen. And you put on the headphones. And of course, as you can see, it is tracking the head movements. And of course, the reason we put the lights up there is just to give you feedback that something is working. It's not part of the process at all. It's just an indication. And in the unit itself, we have 8 individual discrete inputs, and we have 8 outputs. The 8 outputs are used where you want to measure the speakers. So this will generate the test signals internally. You don't have to do anything. And most of the measurements are entirely automated. You simply have to sit in the sweet spot. So the idea, the principle of the personalization, if you recall, was we're interested in knowing what happens as the sound moves from the speaker through the room into your ear. So of course, the best way of measuring what's happening is to put a microphone at the start of your ear canal. So we have to use small microphones. And if you get them, you put them in your ear, it's just like normal earplugs in earphones. And you sit in the sweet spot, and the system generates the test sweeps which are sent to each of the speakers, and it tells you what to do. And it's entirely self-contained. Only one person needs to do it.
So how much is the price of this unit?
Well, I'm not sure the exact price here in Germany. In the United States, we sell it as an internet sale. It'll cost $3,000 US, and that includes the Stax headphones. So everything that you see here, the microphones, the head tracker, the system, and the headphones, would be $3,000 US. If you're buying it in the United States, if you're buying it in Germany, you can buy it, but you would have to then have tax on top of that and shipping.
Mr. Smyth, thank you very much for the interview.
Well, thank you very much.